Jai Hind everyone, welcome back to the Joe Squad. हमारी previous episode की तरह keep appreciating us and इसलिए please subscribe before we dive into the video. This time we have made it even easier for you. All the articles that have been included in this PDF will be have been put into a single PDF file and is given in the link below. Thank you. Let's get on with it. So this is a culmination of from 14th September to 20th September. If you have followed our previous episode, that was from last week. This will be covering all the events that have happened this week. So let's get on with the first. Starting with 14th September. Okay, the center seeks to promote use of Hindi amicably, no provision for punishment. Parliamentary Committee on Official Languages was constituted under the provisions of Section 4 of the Official Languages Act 1963, important, and Section 4. It has proposed several times to the Official Languages Division of Union Home Ministry to make an entry into the annual confidential report of government officials on the use of Hindi. The fourth Akhil Bharatiya Rajya Sabha Sammelan was held this week to commemorate the completion of 75 years of Hindi becoming the official language. It comprises 30 members of parliament, 20 from Lok Sabha and 10 from Rajya Sabha. Important. What constitutes? The Akhil Bharatiya Rajbhasha Sammelan. So this is important. This can come in your defense exams or even other government exams. A new development called Bharatiya Bhasha Anubhag BBA is being set up to bring regional languages to the center stage. This is important because this is a new department. Let's move on to the next. Very important. Port Blair is to be renamed Sri Vijayapuram. The capital city of Andaman Nicobar Islands will be renamed in order to make the nation free from colonial influence. This will be called Sri Vijayapuram. I think some different islands have also been renamed, like a minute. Yes, like Havelock Island and Ross Island. So you should write this down. Port Blair is to be renamed Sri Vijayapuram. Very important because it's new. And I remember when I had given SSB, when I had given my NDA paper, at that time Allahabad had just been renamed. So and that came in my paper. So I remember that very vividly. So please note this down because this is very, very important. All these articles again will be put into a single PDF and will be there in the link in description. So please go through it if you're preparing for SSB or anything that you have to give, in the coming weeks, coming months. WHO clears Bavarian Nordic shot of mpox. This vaccine will be the first shot for monkeypox. This Bavarian Nordic shot. The approval is an official list of medicine used as a benchmark for procurement of developing countries. Monkeypox was declared a public emergency of international concern by WHO last month. Again, India dominates South Asian junior meet. We have 21 gold, 22 silver, and 5 bronze medals from the South Asian junior meet. Second was Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh was third with 3 bronze medals. Sorry. Let's move on to the next ones. Effective oil import duty, 27.5% farmers to benefit. Union Agricultural Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan increased the import duty on edible oils to 20%. Important. Minimum export duty on basmati rice was removed. Again, very important. If you have any knowledge on these, tax prices and everything, this is important from a view of economics. So please, if you're studying for any defense exam, this slide is important. ICMR signs pact for clinical trials for 4 drug molecules. Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR. You should know the full form. Formalize MOUs, Memorandum of Understandings for Phase 1 clinical trials. These include collaborative research for a small molecule for myeloma. What is myeloma? For those who don't know, myeloma is a type of blood cancer, or you can call it, it affects the white blood cells in your bloodstream plasma. So this myeloma, ICMR has formalize an MOU for these clinical trials, because these are still diseases that don't have a cure yet. So, and because last time, as I said, बार कि research पे बहुत जोर दे रहे हैं इस बार. The Indian government has been giving research बहुत ज़्यादा money, बहुत ज़्यादा funding, ताकि India moves ahead in the research department. And medical research, again, very, very important. After what everything that happened with COVID, this is very important from a point of view of research. Next is partnering for Zika vaccine. Again, Zika, uh, the Zika virus, sorry. The Zika virus is a virus spread by like dengue, malaria जैसे होते हैं ना अपना mosquitoes, daytime mosquitoes. तुम्हें बोलते हैं कि अगर तुम बाहर जा रहे हो, अगर डेंगू मलेरिया का टाइम चल रहा है तो put your sleeves down. Again, one more, but the thing is, the difference between dengue and malaria and Zika viruses. Zika virus का भी cure है नहीं, So Zika के लिए एक vaccine they are developing. उसके लिए उसके लिए research के लिए MOUs have been formalized. Third is coordinating a seasonal influenza virus vaccine, and fourth is CAR T cells therapy advancement study. CAR T cells is for blood cancer. GST evasion of INR 2.02 lakh crore found in fiscal year 24, over 40% in online gaming. Okay, so every fiscal year, the government does basically a cleanse of from what all areas tax evaders have been coming from, and उसमें से 40% have come from online gaming. Online gaming industry is reckoned to have evaded the highest GST levies last year. Almost half of the 6,000 odd cases detected by Apex GST Intelligence Agency last year were related to non-payment of tax by firms resorting to clandestine supplies or undervaluing items. 20% cases related to fake input tax credits. Apart from online gaming, banking, financial and insurance services, BFSI, work control services, and pharmaceuticals were a top evasion-prone service sectors. Will Mission Mausam improve weather forecasts? Well, I don't know if you guys have done the last one, but usme we had covered Mission Mausam. So please give this a read. The Mission Mausam is very important for your exam perspective. Again, sports doing amazing. Neeraj Chopra narrowly lost out to Anderson Peters of Grenada in the season-ending Diamond League final here on Saturday. Though the Olympic silver medalist from India unleashed an 87.86-meter throw in his third effort, it was just 1 centimeter short than Peters' opening throw. So Neeraj Chopra lost by 1 centimeter. Let's move on to September 16th. SpaceX private astronaut mission returns home safely. The Polaris Dawn mission splashed down off the coast of Florida early on Sunday. The Dragon aircraft landed in the ocean and the capsule was retrieved. The spacecraft had journeyed into the dangerous Van Allen radiation belt. They hit a record altitude of 1,400 kilometers, which is higher than the International Space Station. This SpaceX, when we had done it last time, it had just launched. Now it came back. Very important, again, Cyber Tehsil. Cyber Tehsil is a new concept which has been introduced in India. So please give this a read. It is a must read, must know for anyone who is preparing, or even not just. It is a very important topic for any exam. Human touch to India's minerals ecosystem. Realizing the rural-urban continuum. All of these articles, please give them a read, because we from Josh Squad have done a lot of mehnat to bring all of these news clippings to you. So please give them a read and please subscribe to our channel. Let's move on to September 17th. Renewable energy sector will power India's growth. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 4th Global Renewable Energy Investors Meet and Expo, Reinvest in Gujarat. PM highlighted the decisions to create 12 new additional industrial cities, 8 high-speed road corridor projects, promoting research with the inception of a fund of INR 1 trillion, high-performance bio-manufacturing, and the bio-E3 policy. So again, India has been moving towards carbon zero, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been creating new ways to bring renewable energy into the foreplay. of India's energy needs. Next is Indian military export to Israel, aiding genocide. Those who are interested in the Israel-Hamas conflict going on, interested नहीं, जो SSB जा रहे हैं, please, if you do not know this, this will definitely come in either GD or your lecture. So please know what is going on and how India is related to Israel. Women-led development in the Rajya Sabha. India men, women move into sole lead. The opposition is getting stronger for India at the chess Olympiad in Budapest, but the men's and women's team don't seem to mind. In the sixth round on Monday, the second-seeded men beat host Hungary 3-1, while the top-seeded women defeated Armenia 2.5 to 1.5. Having won all matches, India took the sole lead in both sections going into the rest day. Rest all you can lead on your own. We'll move ahead. September 18th. J&K votes after a decade. First phase of the elections is underway in 24 constituencies and 7 districts of J&K. Voting takes place after 10 long years, polling under multi-tier security arrangements using drones. There are around 11 lakh men and women voters each for the first phase. Because of the political unrest in J&K, voting had been put on hold. But after 10 years, after a decade, the citizens of J&K have been allowed, or a election has been underway. So it's a big thing. Demographic advantage, Indian economy's sweet spot. Ukraine-Gaza war figure in India-US discussion. Obviously, we know all this. Senior officials from both sides discussed the above issues during the 2+2 intersectional dialogue. The discussions on bilateral strategic and defense priorities alongside regional and global issues also took place. There are also expectations on focusing on strengthening cooperation on semiconductors and building a more secure environment in the Indo-Pacific region from the upcoming Quad Summit. All of those who don't know how big semiconductors is, it is a very growing field, both in India and in the entire world. Those who know about NVIDIA is a chip manufacturer, okay? And it is the biggest company currently, okay, manufacturing company. Semiconductors, they're trying to bring semiconductors into India because India has a lot of potential, because computers, it is just a mind-bogglingly growing field. Okay, those who don't know about semiconductors, please, I would say give it a read, very important. And those who want to broaden their horizons on technology, this is definitely a must know. The summit will also focus on enhancing the Indo-Pacific Maritime Domain Awareness, IPMDA. Domain awareness, important. No progress in resolution of Demchok and Depsang friction points in 2 years. Out of 7 friction points, only 5 have been disengaged by both sides. The 2 left are Demchok and Depsang. Even though there are news of 75 disengagement completed by India and China along LSE, still there are 2 friction points that have been the same. There is a possibility of disengagement at these two points as the BRICS summit approaches in October. There has been no change in the ground situation since the last disengagement 2 years back. Since the core commander level meetings in 2020, the 2 sides have undertaken disengagement from, very important, please pay attention, Galwan, north and south banks of Pangong So, patrolling point PP-17, and Gogra Hot Springs area. And last is PP-15. All of these are the hot points जहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा tension थी, बहुत ज़्यादा friction थी between India and China. So please, you should know all this. कहाँ since 2020 कहाँ de-escalation हुआ है because of the Galwan problem that happened at that time. After that, a lot of disengagement has happened. 75% has happened till now. But at these 2 points, क्या नाम है, Demchok and Depsang, इधर नहीं हुआ है अभी. So you should know this. Gold tides lift imports to record. India's goods exports shrank 9.32% in August to 34.7 billion, and the imports rose to an all-time high of 64.36 billion. This is a trade deficit widened to 29.65 billion. What is a trade deficit? Trade deficit is basically the difference between import and export. If your imports are higher, then you have negative trade deficit. If your imports are lower, then you have a positive trade deficit. Those who have studied economics know all this. One good thing from this is oil imports have reduced by 32.4%. The Russia-Ukraine conflict affected the gems and jewelry sector of India. Must know. India wins a record extending fifth title in the Asian Champions hockey. Next is Indian men and women make the right moves in Budapest Olympiad. This is for chess. Harmanpreet and Srijesh shortlisted for FIH awards. Amazing. One nation, one election gets Union Cabinet nod. The Union Cabinet accepted the recommendations of a high-level committee headed by former President Ramnath Kovind, which had proposed to which had proposed simultaneous elections to the Lok Sabha and assemblies as the first step, and municipal and panchayat polls within 100 days of the general elections in the next phase. Basically, what is happening here is that they're trying to get one nation, one election, because there used to be a lot of extra funding that was required, extra money that was required to hold. हाँ अभी जनरल इलेक्शन अभी होंगे, फिर अगले साल पंचायत के इलेक्शन होंगे, फिर उसके बाद म्यूनिसिपल के इलेक्शन होंगे. Now what they're doing is they're going to hold the general election first of Lok Sabha and assemblies and everything else, and then within completion of Lok Sabha 100 days के gap के अंदर all the municipalities, panchayats, everything सबके इलेक्शन उसी फेज में हो जाएंगे ताकि टाइम बचे, पैसे बचे, सब बचे. So this is a recommendation which has got the Union Cabinet nod. It is this Kovind panel, very important. Who is heading it? Former President Ramnath Kovind. You should know all this. Indus Waters, India to freeze talks with Pakistan. Very important. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard of the Indus Water Treaty. 64-year-old Indus Water Treaty, which is now at risk. Well, let's read through this. No more meetings of permanent Indus Commissions, PIC, till the governments of India and Pakistan meet and discuss the renegotiation of the 64-year-old Indus Water Treaty. The Indus Water Treaty is there to manage the waters of 6 Himalayan rivers, important geography, between India and Pakistan. PIC has been the most constant thing related to IWT, but now it is at risk. So, renegotiation की बात चल रही है of the Indus Water Treaty. Obviously, Pakistan is not happy. The INR 5 lakh each to transform tribal houses into homestays. The new package is approved from the entire country under the Tourism Ministry's Swadesh Darshan scheme. This is one of the 25 interventions planned under the Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Unnat Gram Abhiyan, PM-AASHA, to be implemented in 63,000 ST majority villages. PM-AASHA intends to bring us sustainable agriculture practices to all Forest Rights Act patta holders. Basically, this is for the scheduled tribes that are staying in the forest regions. PM-AASHA, इसका ये याद रखो, the entire full form. Again, very important. Tata and Analog Devices, a global semiconductor leader, announced a strategic alliance to explore potential cooperative manufacturing opportunities. As I said before, semiconductors, very important. Analog Devices Incorporated is very close, not very close, but second, third under NVIDIA. So it is a huge step for the corporate structure in India, because Tata, being Tata in India, Tata and Analog have joined hands into bringing new technology to India. Tata Electronics, Tata Motors, and Tejas Networks signed MOU with ADI. ADI is Analog Devices Incorporated. The MOU also covers the point where the ADI's products will be used in Tata applications such as e-vehicles. Let's read this. This is also very interesting. Tata Electronics is building India's first fab in Gujarat with an investment of $11 billion. It will be investing another $3 billion in a greenfield facility in Assam for assembly and testing of semiconductor chips. Semiconductors, next biggest thing. Chandrayaan-4 Venus orbiter get approval from Union Cabinet. Government approved the Chandrayaan-4 mission to bring back moon rocks to Earth send a spacecraft to orbit Venus and expand the Gaganyaan project to build Bharatiya Antariksh Station (BAS). Approval was also given to build a next-gen launch vehicle capable of placing heavier payload in the orbit. BAS is expected to be in space by 2035. PM-AASHA schemes to continue with additions. इसकी full form याद कर लेना. The schemes under PM-AASHA will ensure remunerative prices to farmers and control price volatility of essential commodities to benefit customers. The total financial outgo for PM-AASHA is INR 35,000 crore. You should know this. Last we come to 20th September. India abstains from voting on UNGA resolution against Israel's occupation. As I said before, India's stand on the Israel-Hamas conflict is very important for not only for your defense exams, but for mainly for your SSB. Because in your GD, in your lecturate, this is bound to come. Okay, so you have to prepare a strategy as to what all has happened till now, how India is dealing with it. ठीक है, इसके बाद एक slide आएगी, उसमें you'll see that India ने क्या किया है, क्या नहीं किया है, helping Israel, not helping, because it's a very complex situation. ठीक है, you have to read not only from this slide but from external sources from the internet also. ठीक है, कि what is happening in Israel, that is very important, and how India is dodging bullets इधर उधर, diplomatic bullets as they call it. ठीक है, because the situation is not very easy for India in this case. India said the effort of the UN should be to build bridges between Israel and Palestine and gave this a reason to abstain from voting. Basically, what the resolution was in the UN General Assembly was that they wanted to vote against Israel's occupation because the world is against Israel right now. Okay? They're calling it a genocide. They're calling it a lot of things. Okay? But India, because Israel and India are very close, they can't just go against Israel now. Okay? That is why I'm saying dodging diplomatic bullets. 42 other nations also abstained from voting. 124 out of 181 countries present voted in favor of the resolution. Earlier, on all resolutions meant to call upon Israel for withdrawing the troops, India had voted in favor because India wants to maintain the peace. Okay? We should know India's foreign policy. Again, foreign policy के बिना पढ़े तुम SSB के लिए नहीं जा सकते. ठीक है? So please read India's foreign policy and the current scenario. Russia-Ukraine conflict, Israel-Hamas conflict, everything. See, this is the slide I was talking about. India took a policy stand not to supply arms, shells to Israel. In the initial days, Israel needed artillery shells, but India took a policy decision not to supply them. Okay? So this again contradicts, but at the same time, कैसे India is weaving इधर उधर trying to get some ground in this conflict. Okay? So this is very important. The decision was a result of the fact that Israel was using for itself those commodities which it was meant to supply. White Revolution 2.0 to empower women, fight malnutrition. Okay? White Revolution 2.0 has been launched by Union and Corporation Minister Amit Shah. Okay? So this is basically for empowering women and to fight against malnutrition by increasing the procurement led by cooperatives from the present 660 lakh liters per day to 1000 liters per day. इस चीज का milk dairies. ठीक है? That is why it is called white revolution. 1000 revolution हुआ है, उसमें से ऐसे याद रखना milk white revolution. The government has prepared a joint proposal of 2 lakh primary agriculture cooperative societies, dairy and fishery cooperatives. Once the packs are registered, there will not be a single panchayat without a packs, dairy or fisheries cooperative society. This will make the cooperatives reach the whole country. This is the last slide. Indian lifter Ajaya strikes gold in Commonwealth Championships. Indian weightlifter Valri Ajaya Babu produced a record-breaking performance to clinch the gold in the men's 81 kg junior and senior categories at the Commonwealth Championships in Suva on Thursday. He lifted 326 kgs and set a Commonwealth record in clean and jerk in the 81 kg category. Sairaj Pardeshi bagged the youth gold in the same category while finishing second in the junior section behind Ajay Babu. All right, let me just unshare this.
So that's it from today's video, and please follow us on every social media platform for more such good content. And Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.